You sit down, turn your attention inward, ask, "Who am I?" And then, nothing. No flash of insight, no wave of peace, just the same old thoughts running in circles. Very quickly you start to wonder whether self-inquiry is actually doing anything at all. If this is you, you are not alone, and it does not mean you are doing it wrong. In fact, this experience of nothing is so common among beginners that it is practically universal. And here is the part most people never hear early enough. It is actually a good sign, not a failure. The reason it feels like nothing is happening is almost always the same. We come to the practice expecting something dramatic, a powerful realization, a deep wave of stillness, some kind of inner shift we can clearly feel and point to. But that expectation itself is the problem, because that is not what Ramana Maharshi was pointing to at all. Self-inquiry was never about creating a new experience. It was always about noticing something that is already here before any experience arises. Not a special state, not a feeling, just the simple, quiet sense of being aware right now. Here is how the practice actually works. A thought appears in the mind, any thought at all. Maybe you just sat down after a long day and your mind immediately starts replaying a conversation from work or running through tomorrow's to-do list. Instead of following that thought, you ask yourself, to whom does this thought appear? The answer comes naturally, to me. And then, gently, attention turns back toward that sense of me. Not toward a concept or an image of yourself, but toward the bare feeling of being the one who is aware. And this is where most people get stuck. When attention turns inward like this, there is no object to find, no image to see, no sensation to grab onto, just a kind of open, quiet space. The mind, which has spent your entire life chasing thoughts and emotions and sensations, does not know what to do with that. It feels empty. It feels pointless. It feels like you must be doing something wrong. Imagine you have been watching a busy street your entire life, cars and people and noise constantly moving past, and someone asks you to look at the sky behind it all. The sky was always there, but your eyes were trained on the traffic. That is what happens in self-inquiry. You are learning to notice what was always present behind the movement of the mind. But here is what Ramana Maharshi kept pointing out again and again. That nothing you encounter when you turn inward is not a dead end. It is the doorway. The subject, the one who is aware, can never be observed the way you observe a thought or a feeling. It is not an object. It cannot be seen or touched or measured. Because of this, the mind assumes nothing is happening, but something very subtle is taking place beneath the surface. Attention is slowly loosening its grip on the content of the mind and beginning to rest in quiet awareness. This shift does not announce itself. It does not arrive with fireworks or dramatic feelings. It is almost invisible at first, like a river gradually slowing down without anyone noticing. In fact, whenever something dramatic does happen during self-inquiry, that experience is usually just another object appearing in the mind, another wave on the surface. The self that Ramana Maharshi pointed to is not a wave. It is the ocean itself. It is always present, always still, always here, whether you notice it or not. It does not come and go. It does not arrive as a new state or a peak experience. It is the background in which every experience, including the experience of nothing, quietly appears and dissolves. Let us try something right now, just for a moment. Without closing your eyes or changing anything, simply notice that you are here. Not the thoughts about being here, not any particular sensation, just the plain, obvious fact that you exist and you are aware. That is it. That is what self-inquiry is pointing you toward. Nothing exotic, just this. So if your practice feels quiet, ordinary, or even a little boring, do not assume something is wrong. The mind wants fireworks. It expects something extraordinary. But truth is usually much quieter than that. The very fact that you are willing to sit with this quiet space instead of running after the next thought means the practice is already doing its work. You just might not recognize it yet because you are looking for the wrong thing. If you want to understand more clearly what Ramana Maharshi actually meant by self-inquiry and how to practice it step by step, watch my video, What Ramana Maharshi Actually Meant by Who Am I? The link is in the description.